So today I've come back to Stones. I've got a couple of things I'm trying out today. I'm not putting the pole out at the moment. I've gone straight on the method feeder, and I've been fishing for about 20 minutes, been baiting up the swim, getting fish into the swim, and I've just caught my first one. Oh, come here, come here. And there he is. So a nice carp, common, and pellets again. So I stuck a expanded pellet on the hook, and I've got the method feeder out with micro pellets, and it's taken, like say, 20 minutes to 25 minutes to get the swim working. But now I've got lots of movement on the water, so that's great. So I'm pleased with that. So there's the micro pellets. I don't know if you can see that. It's really tiny. I've soaked them. They ball up nicely, but then you move them and they're all loose. It's lovely, just as you want them. And I'm using on the hook bait the expander pellets. So little 6mm there. I've got some 8mm pellets which I'm going to put on the hook, and I'm starting with these small 6mm. Yeah, it's all good. So I'm pleased with that. Great start. And I've got a couple of things I want to try. I bought one of these Quorum floating feeder. It's a really weird concept, but from what I've seen on the on YouTube, people are trying them out and they're really enjoying it. I have to make a really sloppy mix up to go in it, and the fish come all around this, and you just have your hook bait on a short rig, just shortly, so you're fishing really shallow, and they go in for the mix, all this like wafting around in the water, and then they come up against your bait and they go for it. So we'll see how good that is. They're all saying it's really good, so we'll see. So at the moment I've got a small method feeder on, and yeah, it's not really deep here today. There's not a lot of water in the lake, which is a shame. So I'm picking up quite a bit of silt as well. So I've got a little mould. So we top that up like that. We put the pellets in the mould. And then push down on that. And then you end up with a nice bit of bait on the feeder. And these expander pellets, these are the Pro expander pellets. They are so good. I mean, I put these in the fridge last night. Perfect. There now for the hook bait. You just put that on like that, and that's it. That's ready to go. So here we go again. Keep it in the same place, because I've been feeding that up. Just over there. Just got to get them in that area, you know. So this on. Let me take just a small ball of ground bait and I'm going to bang that out there. Just little and often, I mean, especially this time of year because it's not as hot as it has been now, so they go off a little bit when the temperature drops. So little and often with the bait, just to keep them in the swim really. So put one on that. Yeah, that's that there is what I'm fishing to. And it's good because when you start getting this fish in the swim here, what you're baiting up, there we go, there's something on it, something to put in that. When you're getting the fish in, you can see all the water, they're throwing up stuff off the bottom and it's clouding the water up. So yeah, oh, well I've got some of this today. It's the Sensate powder baits again, but it's a yellow one this time. So I'll put some of them on a few maggots, and I'll every now and again I'm poking a few maggots out. They seem to like this Sensate. I've got a red one already, and I thought I'd have a go with the yellow, and yeah, they like the Sensate bait colours. And they've got flavours in there, so I don't know what it is. It says instant bait boost. Speed up your catch rate, yeah. And I've also got one of them, little red and white, which I bought. I'm going to try that later. Yeah, this method feeding, I mean, you don't strike really until it really pulls round. You get lots of little, where they're kind of getting the pellets off of the feeder and around the feeder, they're knocking into it, so you're getting a lot of little jagged movement. But it's not until the rod tip bends right round, that's when you've got one on. Someone picked up your bait and run off with it, so that's what you're looking for here. It's quite a nice way of fishing actually. Not many people out today on the lake. There's about 3 over in the other end, but there's nothing on the lake behind me, and there's nothing on this side of the lake. So I've got this section, it's all to myself. I tend not to come too early in the week, because if they've had a match here, they've been throwing all sorts of baits in, and I think that puts the fish off a bit. You know, you can overfeed the lake when you've got a lot of match anglers and they're all throwing bait in, and that's a little bit too much bait going in there. So I let that die down a bit. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is probably the days after fur here. You see my old mate Mick Kenton came over here a little while ago. He was fishing on the lake behind me over there. I saw his post on Facebook. I'm going to have another half hour on this method feeder, and then I'm going to switch over to this just to see if it's any good. See what we get on that. I reckon the ducks will be liking this. And then I'm going to give that an hour and a half maybe, and then I'm going to go on the pole, because I've got some paste and I've got a margin paste float, so I'm going to come and fish just down on my right hand side here. Oh, and I can fish out to these reeds here as well. That's another area, and I've got fish in the swim. They're moving around now, so they're around my hook bait. Yeah, when there's not a lot of water in this though, because as soon as they go and they start moving around the bottom where the feeder is, I can see movement on the water at the top, so it's not very deep. This is the first time I've been fishing for weeks. Been so busy and had a week away. So yeah, been very, very busy with the photography. I'm going out tomorrow with a friend of mine. Who's a really good photographer, Kim, and she's found some trees. She knows I love a tree, so she's found these trees, and apparently they're not far away. So she said she fancy going down there on Thursday. I said, yeah, I'm up for that. So we're off there tomorrow morning, but I've got to be back before 1 really, because I've got an appointment somewhere else. And then on the 10th, there's me and 3 other blokes, friends of mine, all photographers, and we're going back to Sheffield Park for the autumn colours. It's lovely there. If you've never been to Sheffield Park and you're interested in photography, even if you're not, even if you just want to see the colours, it's stunning. So Sheffield Park. But by the end of October, middle of November, it's all them colours have dropped. They would have dropped all their leaves by then, so you need to do it in October, any time in October really. I think the ducks are interested in the bait and all. I've just been in the new shop at Stones, and oh, that went. Something pulled at the bait then, but it was just one tug and that was it. It let go. So I reckon that could be the end of my bait on the hook there. They could have pulled that off. I'm going to rewind and then have a look. Oh, its bait's still there. But yeah, this is a great way of fishing. I mean, and it makes a change to be using a rod again. I do like rods. I love fishing with a rod and reel. And with the pole, you tend to forget that really, and you end up going on the pole because you're catching a lot more fish on the pole, I think, because you're targeting a smaller area and it's more precise, but you kind of like ignore the rods. I mean, I never used my rods for about 3-4 months. It was all pole fishing, so what I'm doing now, I'm making a conscious effort to use the rod for some of my fishing, because I do like fishing with a rod. Right, the bait's alright. Yeah, they did pull it and put a new one on. Right, so you just put the hook into the point of the hook there, into the bait, and then you roll it, and that brings it round onto the hook. Lovely. And we'll cast that same place, because that water was alive. Perfect. I might change over. I might have a half hour on this feeder. It's a little bit bigger and it's banjo, and I think that might present the bait better. I'll just put some ground bait out there. I'm going to put some maggots out there as well here. Just 1 cupful. That's a bit too over this way a bit. That's got to go over there. It's moving. They're moving right where that bait is. That's better. Of course, this is this kind of fishing is something you've got to work all the time. You've got to keep casting in, casting out, you know, let's pull in again. They're around that bait. They're around the feeder at the moment, nudging the feeder about. But as soon as they see that pellet and pick it up, they'll take off. Yeah, this is something you need to work at. You need to cast regular. If it's in the water for more than, I would say, 4 or 5 minutes, then you need to rebait and cast again. So it's working all the time just to get them fish feeding. But once you get them going, you're laughing. Then you're gonna catch lots of fish. Well, I didn't know what it would be like here today, because I mean normally you come here, I'm using the pole and I'm catching loads of carp, but because the temperature has dropped a little bit, we've had different weather now, the hot days are gone now, so the temperature's gone down and the fish do go off a bit. So to get fish biting like this is good. I've got my old mucker, my old mate Darren, who I worked with for years at the Daily Mail, and Darren and me, we used to do a lot of fishing together. We went all over the place. We actually was looking in the angler's mouth, and we was going to a different fishery every month, and we fished a lot of places. And when I left, I retired early. We kind of lost touch, because I changed my phone, I lost all my numbers, and I had no way of getting hold of Darren. I couldn't remember his phone number, but we finally got back in touch, and he's going to come down and have a day's fishing. So I'm really looking forward to that. We'll have a day out on the lake. I mean, he's never used pellets. I mean, we used to fish years ago when you didn't use pellets. It was maggot, sweet corn, luncheon meat. They were your baits, and bread. Oh, I can see the fish moving around there on top now. So yeah, he's going to get some pellets. I told him that's the bait to use here, and I think he'll be pleasantly surprised. Yeah, Darren, good old bloke he is. He's a nice fella. Right. I'm going to change that to that banjo, I think. Oh, there's fish down there as well, right close to me. There's loads of fish. They're fishing on the bottom. Oh no! Right by the net. Oh, that was a good fish, and it got off right at the last minute. He didn't want to be caught, that one. So I swapped over to the Guru one, and it seems to be a bit better. It's a little bit bigger, so you're getting a bit more bait out, and there's a lot of movement out there at the moment. I'm trying out this new catapult from Matrix. First time I've used it today. They say you pull out your bait and it keeps it in a clump like together rather than spreading it out. And I've got to say, it does exactly that. So yeah, quite impressed really. So they're feeding now, so let's see how many we can get in the swim. Look, they're back again. I can see the movement in the water. Exactly where it should be. I've decided I'm going to stay on the rod. I'm using the feeder at the moment. I'm going to swap over to this floating feeder next and make some sloppy mix up. And I'm going to fish that for an hour, and about 1 o'clock I reckon I'm going to maybe 12:30 I'm going to go on the pole, have a bit of sport on that. Like I say, it was all about experimenting today.
This one, I'll go back behind you and see if I can find that bit.
Gotcha. Do you reckon if I get my pole out, you'll take me bait?
I think so. I'm not hungry.
He's had his lunch.
Yeah, if I hadn't had my lunch, you may have caught me. Yeah. It's easier to walk. Because your foot, like it's on like a small part, like a small area, and you put all your force on one leg, it sinks. But if you go on your knees, you don't sink as much.
Frank's been in the lake and they're moving a lot of these reeds out what I'm fishing up against. So they're moving a lot of them out of the lake, they're taking them away. I've switched to the pole and I've had a couple of fish. But it's been a quiet day so far, really. The other fellow over here who was fishing, he didn't catch nothing, so he's gone home. What's the time? 2:30. I'm going to probably fish till about 5. Hopefully catch a few more. The last fish I caught a maggot. I've just baited up again. I'm going to throw some of this green bait out. It's a really loose type of mix. This is what I was using in the floating feeder. So we'll throw a couple of handfuls of that out. I'm not going to waste it. I might as well have it. It'll attract the fish. So I'll drop that down there. It's a bit difficult as well because they're working in the lake now. They're making a lot of noise with this. They've got a digger up there and it's really, it even makes the platform shake when he goes past. So it's not conducive to fishing really. There's a lot of fish in this lake, but again, it's just kind of, we've had quite a bit of rain now. Been sitting here, got wet a little bit, not too bad. But that kind of livened the fish up a little bit. Well, because the temperature's dropped a bit, it's got quiet. They're not biting or eating so much. But at least I'm out fishing.
Golden light pours through the blinds, wash away the worries like a winding tide. Yesterday left far behind, your sweet scent fills my lungs open wide. In this soft light, troubles fade away with you. No need for words to say your love, a gentle breeze that carries me through. I give up the world, the moon, the sky. For you, I'd reach so high. Across the ocean, I'd soar with pride. For you, I give up my dreams, my hopes, my view. For you, what more could I ever do? I give up the world, the moon, the sky. For you, in the silent dawn, you stir from sleep. Sunlight paints your face in a golden sheen. The hush of dawn, a peaceful scene. A love that grows like a tender rose. In this soft light, troubles fade away with you. No need for words to say your love, a gentle breeze that carries me through. I give up the world, the moon, the sky. For you, I'd reach so high. Across the ocean, I'd soar with pride. For you, I give up my dreams, my hopes, my view. For you, what more could I ever do? I give up the world, the moon, the sky. For you, I give up my dreams, my hopes, my view. For you, what more could I ever do? I give up the world, the moon, the sky. For you, I